Hi, fellow traders. I hope everybody had a great weekend. I'm recuperating from the dismal week that I had last week. I wasn't red, but it wasn't as good a week as I had anticipated. I've been looking forward to the week after Labor Day for a long time, and it didn't pan out for me. It started out good Tuesday, but it came in like a lion and went out like a lamb for me. But I'm gonna share with you my numbers from a small account. Very disappointing to say the least, but that's the way it is in trading. Things don't always work out the way you want them to. But I'm not giving up. This is what I do, and I've got too many people that I'm working with that really wants to see this happen, and they want a roadmap as to how to grow their account. And this isn't a race, even though I want it to be, and I want to do this quick and get it out in a hurry. That's not what it's about, and that's not realistic. When you have a small account, you have to be patient and you have to grow this. I mean, it took me 18 months to really get to where I was comfortable in working these trades. And it's probably not going to take me 18 months, but it's not going to happen overnight. Um, but August was a lot worse than I had anticipated. I only got $368.20 that I made in August, or 13% growth. Now I take that versus a 13% loss any day. But it's disappointing because I was really looking for a little bit more. Um, but that's all behind me. I've gone over all my numbers for this past month. I've looked at some trades, and I'm pretty sure I know what I did wrong. Number one, I wasn't concentrating on this. There was a lot that hit my plate in August. Um, my daughter started college, and I had to pay her tuition. Plus, making sure she had everything she needed, and all of that hit. And my wife started grad school pretty much the same time, and it's just been one hit after another. Then my dog, he's old, and that's a big vet bill coming in. Trying to make him comfortable and take care of him. So a lot of stuff was hitting me, and this is life. Life happens, but we have to have the tools and the psychological part in place so that this doesn't crush us. It may slow us down, but it's not going to crush us. And, last month I was slowed down a little bit. But on top of that, I was smart enough to know that when I'm not here 100%, I really don't need to trade. Or if I trade, I need to trade small and keep within myself. And for the most part, my losses stayed pretty good. Um, WDC was two different trades. I lost on both of those. But hey, that's life. That's just what I have to deal with. Um, but the good news is, over the course of the 2 months that I've been doing this since July, I've grown the account 103%. So that's the good news. And when I look at it that way, the bad month I had last month really doesn't hurt that much because I did add to my bottom line. At the end of last month, I had grown at 78%. At the end of this month, I've grown at 103%. And this is after taking out platform fees for Sure Trader, taking out the $75 a month for my trade ideas. Now the internet's part of the cable, so I just pay that as part of my household bills. I factor that in at the end of the year, but I'm not pulling it out of this account. But that's just to give you an idea. These are real life expenses that you're going to have to pay. And I pull them out and I have to pay it. I'm not going to deposit money to pay the stuff. This has to come out of the money that I make. And you have to run it like a business. This isn't a hobby. If you treat it as a hobby, you're going to get hobby results. If you treat it like a business, you're going to get business-like results. Now, yeah, they may be losses, but at least you're treating it like a business and you're handling it so that you can maintain and manage those losses. But a hobby is just like going to Vegas and throwing money down. That's not what this is about. But I'm pretty happy. I did have some pretty decent trades here, but these smaller ones, the 454 and 1213, these were trades that just didn't follow through, and I had to just get out of them because technically they did not work. These two I did a video on, so you know exactly what happened with that. And you can go back and review that video if you want to see that. But it was just a struggle, plain and simple. So let's look at the stats for a minute. And I do have a live trade we're going to look at to kind of give you an idea of the dumb mistakes that I make and all of that. So we're going to look at that too here in a few. But overall net profit 1733.70. And like I said, that's going to be different than what I actually have in iBoss, because in iBoss it's going to show you my account after the money was withdrawn. And that's the money for the platform fees and for trade ideas. And a gross loss overall 687.11. And I've taken 51 trades so far, almost twice as many short trades. And I'm actually 16, 17% better in my short trades than long trades, which is odd because I feel that I'm a long biased trader. But it just seems like I'm not doing good trading long lately. But my overall profitable percentage is 76.5, so that's pretty good. That's where I like to see it. Anywhere between 70 and 80. That lets me know that I'm selecting the right stocks and I'm managing, my losses well. Now the winning trade 6207, this is going up a little bit, but I do want to see this a little bit higher. I want to see this between $100 and $120 on an average winning trade. Now I know the summer is slow, and that's when you usually take hits on your average wins. But as long as I can keep my average losses below 60, I'm going to be happy with that. So if I can get this to 100, 120 and keep this below 60, then I'm doing my job. So next month, I really want to see this continue to make the right moves. And I haven't got a bigger win lately, but I haven't had as big a loss either. So I'm managing that well. This is kind of the graph. You can see this is where I take a little hits. This is starting July 28th and going up until Friday. And you can see I've had a couple of little stumbles here. But as long as we keep this going in the right direction and not going down too often, this we're gonna have these. If a trader shows me their chart continuing to go straight up without any bumps in the road, then they're not sharing their losses. And it's just as simple as that. So you have to, this is gonna be as an accurate as depiction of my struggles in this account as it can be. I know this looks like a big jump, but this is only what, a little over $100, maybe $150. So not really a good depiction of the struggle But when you see it next week, it'll probably be flattened out a little bit. Before we get to the live trade, I just want to give a shout out to those traders who were in the Day Traders Mindset Workshop that we just finished this Saturday. We met for 4 Saturdays, and it was really a moving experience working with these traders and watching them discover how much psychology and how much their mind was holding them back and preventing them from being profitable in their trading. And in just 4 short weeks, you know, they have become new people. And they're all going to write a review, and I'll post them on my website. So whenever we get ready to offer this again, I highly suggest you look into it, especially if you're having trouble getting in and out of trades, or just any trouble managing yourself during your trading day. This workshop can help you. So just keep that in mind. We don't have a date or anything planned for the next one, but just kind of keep it in mind. And as soon as we do, I will let you know. But, I really think it can make a difference in your trading. All right, so we're going to look at this FNSR, and I'm about ready to get in here. I'm taking this long. Okay, this is the first 5-minute candle. This candle and this candle printing should have told me to stay away. I was getting ready to get in this for the 5-minute opening range low, but this thing washed out too quick and I couldn't get filled where I needed to, and I wasn't chasing it. And thankfully I didn't chase it. So when it turned around and started to push back, I was saying, well, I'm going to take this on a breakout. I think it's going to break out. We're over the VWAP. But the whole morning I was saying, I'm not taking a long trade. I'm not taking a long trade because my the SPY is selling. The SPY is well below the VWAP. It's selling. You don't take a long trade. And I kept telling myself that, but for some reason I took this trade, and you're going to see what happens. No, all right, so now I'm in. I got in at 27.13, and we are moving up. It jumped up about 12 cents on me, and then it just kind of lost it, started losing its sale. It's trying to work, and at this point, I'm thinking, I think I might have made a mistake. I might have made a mistake in taking this trade. Matter of fact, I knew I made a mistake. And so you're going to see me quickly get stopped out here. Because I stuck to my loss. All right. It's still struggling here. And so I've got my finger on the trigger. I'm waiting. If it fails, to push, I'm going to get out. And I'm not going to wait for it to fall back below the VWAP or anything like that, because the SPY is selling off. And I'm watching the SPY, and it's not doing what it should be doing if I'm long. Now, if it was recovering, if it was bouncing, then it'd be different. I would feel a little bit better about this. But it's not. The SPY is not bouncing, and At this point, I'm pretty sure that this trade is not going to work. So I stopped out. It reached my 20-cent deal, and I stopped out. So I'm down 63 with commissions. I was down 74.91. So I didn't get mad. Um, I didn't lose my temper as we can sometimes do. I just realized I made a mistake. And so I decided, let me keep it on watch. And if it sets up for a short, like I should have taken it to start with, then I'll take it, excuse me, under the VWAP, under this level here. So let me fast forward it. And almost there. All right, so now I'm watching this. It's starting to set up for a short. I'm waiting for it to go back and retest this level. And as it's retesting it, I get short. So I'm in at 26.47. Now, my target is going to be 26 because I want to see it come down and test this 26 level. And that's going to be my target. That's a nice profit target for my small account. I'm in let me see how many shares I'm in. 300 shares. I'm only in 300 shares. Normally I would be in 500 or try to get in 500, but this is $26 stock. And I'm trying to not use but half my buying power. And so now we're getting some resolve. I mean, it's starting to work now. We're 10 cents up, just about. The other problem that I was dealing with this week was a lot of the trades had wide spreads. Or wide spreads to me, because for me, 5, 6, 7 cents is wide. I like them between 1 and 2 cents. I can manage that, but I'll take a 5, 6, 7 cent spread if the setup is good and it's got a nice window for me to make profit. So it's doing pretty much what every trade did this week, was just take forever to set up and forever to resolve. And I really think it had a lot to do with the volume and the lack that we had in the market still. And I still can't figure out why this thing freezes so much and why it'll freeze like 10 seconds. This time it was almost 30 seconds. I'm probably gonna have to buy some good recording software that doesn't freeze up on me so much. But it's hanging around this 26.40. And it just seems like it's in a struggle at this level. But it's still below my entry. It's below this level here at 26, 67. So I'm gonna let it work. I've got 20 cents. 26.67 is where I would look to stop out. Because it's back. I would have lost the 9, the 20, and the VWAP pretty much. In a second, bump it up a little bit. Here we're going on what, 15 minutes or so, and we're still trying to crack this 26.40. And right now I'm just going to put in the line that I'm looking for my target. which is going to be around 26. Now, one thing that you're going to see, I'm still looking at the low of this candle here, which is in 2016s. I think the low here is 2611. And if it gets hung up around this 2611 mark and it starts to fight there, I'm going to go ahead and take my profit there. I'm only 10 cents away from where I would have taken it off anyway. But when you see a candle that has a little wick down here like that, where it tested this price and it came back up, then there is a chance that it will fail, that it won't press or push through that low. But here's where patience has to come in. Look at what's happening on the 2-minute. Imagine if I was managing this with the 2-minute chart. Guess what? I'd be out right now, because here's a candle that made a new high relative to this candle. So if you use that method, you would be stopped out. That's why I always use the 5-minute chart to manage my trades, and I use technical levels to let me know whether this trade is going to work or not. So we're still, we're still dealing with this 40. So now it cracked. Let me go back. Let me see if I can show you the crack here. Hopefully it didn't freeze when it cracked. But you're gonna see all of a sudden these bids, the ask got wiped out. See, we're at 40. So we're coming down, and you see we did print a green candle here, but it didn't scare me out. Did you see the crack? And here we got the flush down to 2011. And remember what I told you. If it gets stuck down here and it looks like there's going to be a fight, look at this. You go from 11 to 16. That told me I needed to get out. Know that this is probably going to turn around here. And sure enough, we'll let this run for a minute. And you see it turned around. So if I didn't click it down there, and this is where screen time, comes into play. Let's watch it one more time. So we're going to keep focused on it. Just watch what happens in level 2. All these orders are going to get taken out. See, 39, 37. See how quick it flushed? And so now I'm watching it at this 2011. I'm looking to see what happens. See, it was only down there at 11 real quick. And when I saw, let's go back. Let me try. I'm trying to cue this up real quick. All right. When I saw this is what made me get out when I did. Because we had a 5-cent jump in where the price was now on the ask. So once this got taken out, once all of these 14 orders got taken out, it could have jumped to 19 and 20 real easy. But we did get some, 13, we did get 16, it did pop back down to 11. But look at, this is what I didn't like, because this can happen 13 could get taken out. You see it jumped from 13 to 24. 13 and 20 got taken out, went to 24, 25. Had I not taken it off, I would be kicking myself now. And just to kind of show you what happened, it did recover. And this is, tells you this was my blotter. This is where I got in and got out. I got out at 13, sold at, no, wait a minute. I got out at 14. 26.14 was what I got out. Got in at 47. But I was close to my target, and you just can't, it doesn't get any better than that. So that's it for me. That's kind of the struggle that I had last week. Just there's a rhythm to trading a small account. You've got to get in rhythm, and if you don't have that rhythm, it's going to be a struggle. So that's why I'm going to continue to focus on this, continue to look for this first. Going to try some swing trades in my other account, and really, try to grow this. I really expect it to be around close to 5,000 right now. I really did. But I realize now that was unrealistic goal based on, thinking about what I had to go through to grow my account and how long it took me to get $5,000 in my account the first time. So, and especially with the market the way it was. So it should be coming around. We should be getting um, some good opportunities, and hopefully I can show you some pretty solid videos this coming week, and we can start growing this thing. So everybody enjoy the rest of your weekend and have a great night, a great evening. And tomorrow we're going to wake up bright and early saying, thank God it's Monday.